My name is James Schmidt, and I'm an HIV community health educator, and I basically do a lot of harm reduction work and outreach. Well, harm reduction is basically understanding that drug use happens and it's just not going to end. So instead of like the strict 12-step abstinent model, it's like more of an approach. They can include that if that's what folks want, but just understanding that drug use is going to continue to happen and like how do we reduce the harm that's associated with that. I think that like when you really get into strong addiction, it's like I do like the Johan Hari, like addiction is like kind of loss of connection, and I would agree with that. But I do think it's very multifaceted. So we primarily work in the East Phillips neighborhood where the clinic resides, and the majority of our population are unhoused Native American intravenous drug users. And unfortunately, during this period, we're also seeing an uprise of an HIV outbreak, which is like why this position started back in 2018. And so they MDH kind of considers it from 2018 to now is when the outbreak started. And it basically has been seen within encampments, both in St. Paul and Minneapolis, but like I do think that here it's been pretty prevalent. One of the other challenges for us as workers is the fact that as they could continue to disperse people, it's really hard to connect. So my role here at the clinic is not only just to go out there and do that, but we want to try to connect and be that bridge back to the clinic. So it's like that whole, which gets a little played out, but meeting people where they're at, but we literally do that. And it's not just a motto, it's like something that NACC does, which I really appreciate that for a clinic. And then you're also dealing with a lot of people that have dealt with a lot of stigma going into healthcare settings. I've been doing volunteers with participants to come here and help make kits and so forth like that. And we talk about some of that stuff. And like every one of them has had like some pretty horrible experiences that they've shared about that. So again, I was a person that I was unhoused for a long time. I was also addicted to drugs quite a bit. So people help me, and that would be the number one reason for it. It's very selfish, but at the same time, it's grown beyond that, where I just think that it's like going to be better for the world if harm reduction is more prevalent than it is today.